Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Ariah Jay podcast. We're in episode 4, and I'm excited. We're gonna get in there. I'm a little bit of a different scenery behind me today. I'm visiting a friend of mine's house, and this is just some time I got to record the podcast so we can get it out on time. I'm joined by...
Wow, it took you a good 30 seconds to fucking introduce me. Jesus.
I've never made you wait.
I've never made you wait a good fucking 30 seconds.
You've forgotten to introduce me before. I've had to introduce myself on several occasions, Jay.
I mean, to be fair, I don't make it so that you have a good 30 seconds. If I'm going off on a rant, then it'll be a good 2
That was 10 seconds, Jay.
No. Any time that I'm not talking is a good fucking 10 years in my mind, I'll tell you.
Well, gotcha. Anyway, so Jay, how have you been this week? It's been about a week since we recorded last.
Yeah, the last time that we talked was about a week ago. I've been alright. This past week has been really rough, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't know what it was for this entire week. I was just really off and just like all I could bring myself to do whenever I got home was just fucking sleep. Fucking need to get rid of that fucking BMW flag while I'm talking. 10 seconds. Sorry, ADHD. However, I'm doing a lot better now, though. It's the weekend right now. Just my week at school, and just with the play practice and all the stuff that I've been up to lately, I've just been exhausted, and I finally realized last night that that's what I have been feeling so off. It's just overall exhaustion. Yeah, but I'll try not to be so me-centric. How are you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I've been generally stressed and anxious and tired from work and stuff, but I was lucky enough to have a 4-day weekend. I had Friday off, and I'm going to have Monday off tomorrow, which is nice.
Sick.
So I went down to Ann Arbor, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Teo.
Hell yeah. I love them.
They're taking a shower right now.
I love them. They're great. Is it them or he right now?
Any pronouns.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that I'm saying he. I wasn't going to get jumped for it, that's all.
No, you're good.
Anyway, yeah, this past week, I don't know what happened. Last time we recorded was last Sunday? Something like that?
Something like that. And today's Sunday. We look at that.
Yeah, exactly. It's been about a week.
Wow.
Last week was... I don't know, this entire week, I'll give the play-by-play, I guess, because I don't know what else to talk about yet. We'll figure it out. Sure. There's going to be some crazy, big fucking thing to talk about at some point.
Some revelation.
But during recording last week, I didn't tell anybody, but I got a message from my ex-girlfriend, which kind of freaked me out.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but...
Sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine. But that kind of sent me for a little bit, had me stumbling, I was really good at holding it up until I was done talking, but I have this horrible thing where I don't tell people whenever I'm upset with stuff. It was I think it was halfway through the podcast the last one we recorded, but I don't know, it sent me for a loop seeing that name after so long. I'm not sure why. And then of course I'm fine now, but it just freaked me out for a little bit, and now I'm back.
That makes sense.
And everything's good. I've been trying to I'm trying to make sure that I'm not exhausted all the time, because honestly that's the bane of my existence, is being exhausted, because all I want to do is get up and go and go and go and go. But I think there's a point, and I think people in general need to remember this, but I think mostly me right now, it's just you can't go and go and go and go without taking care of yourself, because especially lately, I've barely been eating, barely been sleeping, and it's really not a good situation. But generally, just take care of yourself, human beings, and that's me talking to myself too. Don't think I'm on my high horse right now, because I'm really not. But this weekend's been a really good way for me to just kind of relax, because I haven't seen anybody. I've been more by myself a lot. I went out to a record shop yesterday and bought a record from the 70s. It's the Alex Hirsch Band, I think. They're really good.
Oh, nice.
It was playing whenever I walked into the record shop, and I asked the guy what was playing, so I just bought it. It was $10 because they're really not that big. But I also bought cool. these glasses, and I know it's what the fuck, you're not wearing the usual hippie glasses. It's honestly, I don't know. I just haven't been in the funny sunglasses mood. It's been weird.
Well, if Jay's not in the funny sunglasses mood, then, well, I am, so...
Oh, son of a bitch, you motherfucker. You just can't be original, can you, you son of a bitch?
Now I've got the red sunglasses.
Wow, you
Come at
just
me,
fucking,
bro.
you fucking traded, huh? You got what? I'm about to fly right up there, motherfucker. What are you gonna do whenever I pull up, huh?
I don't know. I've got a guitar.
Wow, you're gonna disrespect the instrument by hitting me with it? Jeez, man. Wow. You know, I'd at least use like, I don't know, like a book, maybe. Dave Grohl, love him.
Maybe a beer bottle.
Maybe a Sprite can. Yeah, I'm drinking Sprite right now, so that's kind of weird.
That's interesting. Wait, Sprite? You're not drinking?
But listen, man.
Whatever the fucking like drink is.
Wow, you can't even remember.
Right?
Motherfucker can't even remember. Fuck. It's Sundrop, I'll tell you. But
Sundrop. Yep, that's right.
yeah, this is like, I don't know what it is. I think my mom's right out right now getting groceries, and she's gonna come back with more Sundrop. But for now, always got Sprite, and I'm not saying that I love it because my caffeine addiction has me feeling like headachy, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Sprite isn't as good as Sierra Mist.
I don't disagree, but it's what we had in the refrigerator. Well, refrigerator, whatever the fuck.
The refrigerator.
We're recording earlier in the day than usual, as you can tell by my nice little banner that I have up. Because whenever it's awful. The glare, I fucking hate everything whenever that glare's there.
So bad.
It's so fucking bad. I don't know what it is, honestly, but it drives me insane. Also, while I'm thinking about things that are in my way, fuck the U.S. postal system.
Oh my gosh, this story.
Oh, okay. So
this is what we can talk about for the
I
beginning.
think we talked about last week that I was gonna have the better quality whenever.
Yeah, I bought
you
bought Jay a
bought
cord
the cord
on the
while we
podcast
were in the
last
middle of
time.
recording, you know, and I've been sitting here waiting on it, you know, and Amazon goes, "Hey, it's already there," and I'm like, "That's kind of weird," because I went out to my mailbox and it wasn't there, and I checked it like 4 times, you know.
Amazon specifically said like the package was left in the mailbox. Like
So I checked the mailbox like
detailed.
4 times that night to make sure that, like, you know, like, yeah, because sometimes drivers do that, like click like, yeah, I've already done it before they've actually physically gotten there. I'm not sure why they do that up here. Honestly, it's just hick bullshit. But
just bulk delivery marking, so they don't have to worry about it later. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is, but anyway, they got over, and I don't know it. Usually UPS is great. I love them, and they're great. There's this driver who's always been really nice to us and stuff. Like, everything's great. But the U.S. Postal Service or system, I don't know which one it is. Fuck it. But USPS are the worst, and I still haven't gotten it. It's been, what, like a week?
Yeah, and I called them. I called them like through the automated message because I couldn't really create anything since I couldn't create a service request or anything like that because I didn't live there. But I called them just to check the address and the number to make sure it was delivered. And according to the USPS, their automated message says it was delivered and left in the mailbox. So it's not a fault on Amazon's part; it's a fault on USPS's part. And like, I don't know, they suck because they try to get a monopoly over it by making a law that you cannot have a carrier service cost less than the USPS. Did you know this?
Really?
Yeah. That's why UPS and FedEx are so expensive, because they're legally not allowed to charge less than USPS.
Weird.
Yeah, it's I don't get it. I mean,
I don't like that at all. That freaks me out.
The USPS made more sense, you know, to have like a way that people can communicate with each other, you know, with a mail system that was guaranteed to go everywhere and all that, and the government. But like nowadays, we don't really need it, you know. I don't
disagree. I feel like the mail in general hasn't been used in so fucking long. It's weird, you know.
Yeah, and there's so many more efficient like systems out there than USPS.
Exactly. That's what
Not
I'm
that
saying.
we need to abolish it, but that we need to like.
It needs
let
to
up
be
on
like it should be like
on the government control aspect of it, of being like, this is the government way of sending information. Anything else costs more.
Yeah, exactly. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I think that it's like one of those things that needs to be made more efficient in general. I'm gonna have to call them tomorrow and see where the fuck that cord went.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not really in that bad a mood over it. Honestly, I'm feeling a lot better this weekend than I have in a while. Because this last week, I think it's just been, like I said, overall exhaustion is why I've been feeling so weird. Because because honestly I've been pushing myself, and everybody it feels like is depending on me, which is like, it's a good feeling sometimes, but other times whenever you're feeling exhausted, it feels like you're being like strung out between too many things, and it feels like you're being overall just like held. It's weird, but
Yeah, and that's never a fun feeling.
it's an awful feeling, because like Friday, which was a couple days ago, I spent all day at play practice because I was told to go there. But then I'm getting jumped by the band directors over it because I was in there rather than at band, even though the play practice person told me to stay there. And I'm not arguing with anybody, so I'm doing what I'm told, but apparently it's my fault. But like whenever you're like at the top of so many different things, that's when it gets really frustrating trying to figure it out, you know? Like whenever you're like the lead in a play, but you're also like the top person in band, but you're also doing this, and you also have to make sure that your grades aren't falling, and you know, just like overall, it's really frustrating, and I think that's part of why I feel like so exhausted.
Gosh, yeah, I'm sorry. I know the feeling.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I'm not really that upset about it, honestly. Like I said, this weekend's been great. Like going out onto King Street, which is like the place in Boone where I go around and walk and stuff, is honestly like
Nice.
really like therapeutic, especially whenever you go during the day, because there's usually people like playing music on the sidewalk, and like a lot more shops are open, so you can sit there and wander for hours, and it's just so therapeutic, because usually I go out there with a lot of different people, but I went all by myself, and that felt really nice. I'm not sure why, because I'm a really social person, but I guess sometimes I just need to give myself days to just kind of relax and not throw myself into a bunch of different people.
That makes sense.
And it's I don't know, it's good, honestly. I feel like I'm gonna have to find this balance more often, of like these days are set that I'm doing stuff, and these days I'm gonna spend alone, and maybe I'll do something, but I don't have to force a bunch of different people into the equation.
Yeah, I think that's healthy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be healthier, and I think that's a way better situation, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I really know the feeling. Like, as much as I love social interaction, I love spending time with people. Sometimes I'm just in these moods where I know that I'm not going to have very much fun with people, and I just kind of need some time.
Yeah.
Even though I'm an extrovert, so yeah, we're very similar in that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like every introvert needs their points where they're extrovert, and every extrovert needs their points where they're a bit more introverted, where they just want to be by themselves a bit, you know. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you not an extrovert to sometimes not want to hang out with people. It doesn't make you not an introvert to want to hang out with people sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
I hate those fucking boxes.
Yeah, you know, it's I've got complicated feelings about personality types and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that any person can fit all those different things, you know, like as much as you can be like, I fit this so well. It's like whenever we go back to like our Homestuck videos where we did the it's the classes,
the
and
class and the aspects stuff.
aspects, yeah, whenever we did that stuff, the class spec stuff, as you can call it.
Yeah.
Like as much as like that fit us really well, like none of that will ever perfectly fit us 100%. You know, that's why there's so many different versions that you could.
Yeah, the way I see it, honestly, is like it's kind of like a blueprint, you know?
Mm-hmm.
A personality type, either the MBTI system or the Enneagrams or the or like the Homestuck class spec system is all like those are blueprints, right?
Mm-hmm.
And any one person can fit closest to one of the blueprints. And by that I mean this blueprint has this list of traits, and this person has like 8 out of 10 of them. Mm-hmm. And then 2 traits that aren't on the blueprint, you know? Yeah. Like, it's the one they're closest to. You know, it's the general, like, you know, a blueprint, but not necessarily what their traits are, just what traits they probably have. You know?
Exactly. It's like with ADHD, whenever they test you, they're like, you may fit a lot of these things, however, that doesn't mean that you are it, you know?
Yeah. There's a lot
of things in between. I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. You know what I've also find interesting? Like, I've noticed this lately. It's like friends of mine that I'll text and like I'll send them pictures of me and stuff. Like whenever they show me to strangers, which is I don't understand why they're showing my picture to other people, but you know they do it. But like this friend of mine was just like, holy shit, this person thought you were cute, and I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't find myself that attractive. But I've gotten that multiple times, and that's why it's weird. You know, I don't think I'm an
Yeah.
attractive person, but it's still weird whenever you hear people being like, this person thought you were attractive, and I'm like, they did?
Well, see, attractiveness, like the idea of someone being an attractive person is dumb because everyone has types. Everyone is
Exactly.
attracted to different people.
Exactly.
So, like, whenever I use the word attractive to mean what people, like, what a lot of people say it means, I use the term conventionally attractive because there's a very big difference between what's conventionally attractive in society, like all these movie stars and such, versus what individual people might find attractive. And
Yeah.
there really isn't any way to, like, value one person's attractiveness over the other. Because
Definitely not. It's all about types
It's very
and stuff.
subjective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just think it's weird. Like, it always makes me feel weird whenever I hear that from people. Like, I think you look really good today, or just like they think you look good in general. And you're just kind of sitting there and you don't know how to react because, you know, you're sitting there like, I don't think I look that good. But some people do. So I'm like, you know, like it freaks you out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know the feeling.
It's very weird. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself conventionally attractive, but everyone.
I wouldn't either. For
But-
myself.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's a very weird thing to call yourself conventionally attractive, or to just call yourself attractive in general, because there's always going to be like someone like,
Yeah.
you fucking look ugly as hell. Why are you saying that shit? And I'm like, please, okay? I bully myself enough. I don't need you on top of it, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I love it. I've just been, especially these past couple days, I've been feeling a lot better. Like, I put on this song in the car, 1997 Diana by Brockhampton, and it's really fucking good. Like, that's one of those songs that you have to sit there and, like, fucking, like, jump to. Like, I love songs like that. It makes me so happy. But and like, you know, flying down the highway to songs like that is my favorite thing. And I know, like, driving fast is not okay. I'd like to say, as one of those motherfuckers who drives really fast, it's not good. It's not a good situation for you, you know? I'm not sure if I don't think I said this on the podcast. I think I was talking to somebody else. But I think I was talking to, like, kids younger than me, because I drive around a lot of my friends who are younger than me, because whenever you're a senior, you have to be friends with kids younger than you. But I was sitting there, like, weaving in and out of traffic, which is a very bad idea. But I do it because, you know, I like getting places fast. But you know, that's not something you should want to be doing, and you should not be doing it, because you're going to get caught, and you're going to get a lot of money lost off tickets and shit. And you're going to have panic
And even
attacks
if you
every
don't
time
get
you see a
caught,
cop.
Even if you don't get caught, it's very, very easy to, like, not see someone, or even if you drove fine, if someone else wasn't paying attention for a second and you cut them off, they would hit you.
Exactly.
So, like,
So I'd
it's
like
dangerous.
to say,
don't do it.
I'm gonna keep doing it because I'm me, but I don't think do not take what I say as something you should be doing at all. Okay, there's plenty of things that I do.
Jay's wrong.
There's
really
plenty of
what it
times
is
where
here. Jay's doing
I won't
something
admit
wrong.
it. Trust me. Whenever I'm in the heat of it, I won't admit it. But I'm doing horrible things, and I should not be doing those things. You know. But generally speaking, like Ariah said, don't do that, because you're gonna end up hurting somebody else, and it's gonna be a bad situation. But I haven't learned that lesson yet, so I'm still driving around. Don't have that mentality either.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, exactly. Do what I say, but not as I do. Because I was yesterday, whenever I was driving home, I put on some really hype songs, and I was flying like 90 down the highway, and the speed limit's what, like 55.
See, look, I go 80 on the highway sometimes when the speed limit's 70, but that's the maximum.
Yeah,
I'm not going any.
yeah. I follow Ariah's direction far more than you follow mine.
And usually it's more like 75, unless the speed limit's 75, then I go 80. The speed limit is 75 in some
Because I'm
places.
sitting there whipping around, and you know, motherfuckers are like, stop! And I'm like, no, I don't think I will. But the thing is that whenever I'm driving, and the people that are around me, because I'm so calm whenever I'm doing it, because I do it all the time, they don't even notice till I bring it up. I'm like, yeah, I've just been weaving in and out of traffic this whole time. And they look at me, they're like, you've been doing what? And I'm like, have you not been paying attention?
Gosh.
Driving is one of my favorite things in the entire world. I'm not like a big car junkie. I mean, I love cars, don't get me wrong, and I love driving fast cars. But it's not like something where I could tell you all the things about a car. I can't even change my own oil. I wish I could, and I'm probably gonna have to get somebody to teach me at some point. But
I mean, I know how to check my own oil. That's about it.
I don't know how to do that either.
Dipstick. pull it out. Look.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
that's a good
level.
point. I forgot that those existed. But I'm gonna learn all that at some point,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be so cool and awesome whenever I do. But I haven't yet. But
Oh,
generally
yeah.
speaking, just to bring that all to an end, definitely whenever you're driving, don't be a fucking dumbass like me.
Yeah, don't do what Jay does. Don't drive too fast. Generally, and don't weave in and out of traffic. It's bad.
Don't weave in out,
bad
in and out of
driving.
traffic. Don't drive
Don't-
really fast. Don't get mad when other people are doing what they're supposed to. Because sometimes I do. Like, I'm sitting there like, you could just let me through and everything would be okay, but no. And it just... also, the fucking... What was I about to say? I got that concert I'm going to tomorrow, so that's dope.
Well, that's tomorrow. Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm going to that break-in concert that I was talking about last
Hell
week.
yeah.
That's really hype.
That's
I
super
had
cool.
to get tested again on Friday because you have to get a test 3 days before to make sure that everything's okay. But
Yeah.
I walked in and it gave me like a flashback to the last time that I got tested because I actually had it the last time I got tested, and it was like a good
no.
feeling to walk in there and not feel like I had it. You know, to not feel like you were. But then again, last time I went in
good.
expecting not to have it. You know.
Yeah.
I noticed right before I got tested last time, whenever I actually had it, that I went to go get gas, and I had my mask on and everything because I was quarantined, so I wasn't allowed to be around people. So I had a mask on. I walked in real fast, threw the money at the guy, walked out. And I mean, that seems rude, but I don't want to contaminate anybody or anything. But I noticed that I had it because I sniffed in, and you know how usually whenever you're doing gas, you can smell it? I couldn't smell it.
Oof.
And I was like, no. So I went and get tested. My rapid came back positive. And rapid tests don't give false positives usually.
Yeah, they get false negatives, but not false positives.
That's what I was about to say. And so I was like, shit.
And in the rare case they do, it doesn't matter because like the chance is so small that you're better off isolating anyways.
Yeah, COVID's the worst. I'd like to say that.
As somebody who's had it twice, I agree.
As someone who's only had it once, I hope I don't get it again. I might end up getting
Yeah.
it again. I don't know, especially with this
Now,
concert coming
I mean,
up.
it depends. You won't unless it's like a different strain. Like,
Yeah, true.
For me, I got the original variant and then the Omicron variant. You know, like,
Yeah.
like
I don't know which one I got.
Yeah, you probably got Omicron,
I probably did.
meaning that you're probably pretty safe until another variant pops up.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm fine for now, and honestly, I'm not really that worried about it. But I'm really hyped for that concert, and I'm hyped to go because like my friend's going, who is moving down to Florida here soon, like in like a week or two. So this is gonna be the last time we're gonna hang out in like forever. So that's like it's a good vibe.
Let's have fun
to go with. Yeah. Me and them are gonna have a really good time, and my sister's coming too. So we're definitely gonna be out there just fucking screaming all the lyrics to all the songs and stuff. Really good situation.
That's exciting.
Oh yeah, because I'm going tomorrow, and then I have to go to school the next day. But I'm 100% fine with it because I get to go to a concert. This is gonna be my first like concert that I've actually wanted to go to.
You just be sick.
Yeah.
You can just be like wake up in the morning, be like, oh, my stomach hurts pretty badly. I don't want to go to school today.
Oh no, I'm not feeling good, Mom. Oh no.
I might have gotten COVID again.
I might have
can't go to
gotten
school.
COVID again, Mom. Please don't make me go. Dude, I don't know. I've been feeling a lot better though. Like I said, I know I keep saying that, but honestly, I'm just glad that I'm feeling better. So I'm liking to like verbalize that. Like I feel like today I'm feeling really great. I'm liking how I'm looking today. I love how these glasses look. Because I went to the usual place where I get sunglasses, and they have regular sunglasses on that rack where I get all my usual, like these. But I got these, and I went and grabbed that record, like I said, and I like how my hair's looking today. I don't know. I'm being very, like, self-centered, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm on my narcissistic shit today.
It's not narcissistic. It's self-confidence. There's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm feeling very self-confident, but I think a lot of it's just that I'm realizing why I felt so shitty this past week, and it's good.
Yeah,
it's
that
good
makes a
that
lot of sense.
I have like a reason. You know, it makes me feel a lot better. So now I can figure out how to fix it, which is to take care of myself more, try to eat more than one meal a day, and try to sleep more. You know.
Speaking of reason, because this segue actually makes no sense and it doesn't mean anything. Which is the reason I'm doing it. if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on Spotify, right, then know that the next episode is out right now over on our Patreon. Link in the description of our YouTube video, or you can go to patreon.com/Ariah Jay, AriahJay, and get the next episode out right now if you're enjoying it. Just had to put a little sponsored bit in there.
For our audio listeners, I'm doing like one of those eyebrow things, you know, like that, you know, because that segue made zero fucking sense.
No, like I explained it, right? Because the reason was the connecting word. Because the reason that I was doing it was that it didn't quite connect.
Yeah, okay, whatever you say, man. But you know, I've yeah, definitely go to the Patreon though. Also, 5-star reviews on Apple and stuff. You know, I'd like to see that stuff. I don't know how to look at it, but I've heard other podcasts talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out someday. Let us know in your 5-star review on Apple Podcasts how to look at the Apple Podcast review.
I second that opinion. I'd like to say that Kanye West is following me in my life, and I really don't like it.
Yeah, have you? So, has anybody heard about the hurdle? The hurdle is a thing.
Hurdle's a thing that Ariah sent to me. What, like last night, maybe the night before?
Yeah, I just found like an article about it. It was like hurdle is a new Wordle thing, but it's for music. And then I tried yesterday's, and I got all 6 guesses wrong. Mm-hmm. Then I sent it to Jay. I'm like, hey, I feel like you'd appreciate this. It's like a thing where they give you like a half-a-second clip of a song, and you have to guess what song it is, and then they give you more.
Every guess they give you another second.
It's like 16 seconds is the maximum before the 6th guess.
It's like yesterday I didn't get the chance to actually do it, but today I did it and got on the first shot, and you'll never guess who it was. It was motherfucking Kanye West.
It was Kanye West.
I hate that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know if like over text I sounded like I was bragging, but I was just like, you'll never guess who the motherfucker was.
No.
It's motherfucking Kanye West, and I was like, no, please, no.
Ugh.
I love the fact that Pete Davidson got Instagram and instantly Kanye West deleted his Instagram page.
Oh no.
God, I love internet drama. It's so funny to watch. I know I said that on the first episode.
Speaking of tea and beverages.
What the fuck are these segues? This is bullshit.
Well, tea is like a drink that people drink because of reasons, and, you know, tea is like a staple in a lot of things, and, you know, the staple in this thing, which is also a drink, is me having a drink every podcast. So my drink for today...
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Great Lakes brand Edmund Fitzgerald Porter. It's pretty cool. I like this one a lot. Great Lakes is a good brand. Great Lakes Brewing Company obviously has beer all around the Great Lakes area, which is where I am. Mm-hmm. Pop that open. I'm a fan of darker beers like porters. Anyways.
Sponsor me, Sundrop! Sponsor me, Sundrop! I'm definitely drinking a Sundrop right now. I was bluffing earlier. Please.
No, see, that is a Sprite can, right? That is a Sprite can. However, this was an old Sprite can that his neighbor gave him, and he put Sundrop, like one of those 2 liters of Sundrop, into the Sprite can because it's easier for people to drink.
Absolutely.
So it's Sundrop.
Absolutely. I would like to say, however, sponsor me, Sundrop. I'm like Matt Pat with Diet Coke. Oh no.
Yes, you are.
Oh no.
None of your bits are original.
No. To be fair, that was original up until I just realized that. Fuck.
No, I think it was passive information. I think you didn't come up with that bit.
To be fair, I'm not. A lot of my bits aren't passive information lately, and that's a lot better.
Nice.
A lot of it, but plus I just haven't had time to watch YouTube or anything lately. You know, like a lot of my informational things, and I really miss it. You know, I miss the times, especially during quarantine, when I'd just be able to sit there and just watch YouTube videos and listen to podcasts all the time. Of course, I'm listening to a couple podcasts, but not nearly as much as I used to be able to, and it's really sad.
Yeah. I've been listening to Trash Taste more again. I've got back into...
I miss that show. I love those guys so much.
Their latest episode is them talking about their music tastes.
I'll have to check that. I love that.
Yeah, they did a 3x3 where you put like 3 bands by 3 bands and like 9 total bands on a grid, and then they talk about why they chose those bands.
That's sick. I love that. I couldn't do that. There's too many fucking bands.
Well, it might be an idea for an episode in the future. Either a 3x3 bands or 3x3s of specific songs that might mean the most to us.
God,
Talk about why.
But I'd sit there and I'd pick so many motherfucking things, and I'd have to do my own fucking bracket of songs, you know?
Yeah.
I'd do a fucking, like, what is it, March Madness of my own fucking music.
March Madness. Stay tuned for the month of March where our podcasts are leading up to.
Oh my god, it is March. Holy shit, I've completely forgot that. What else is coming up in my life? I'm sure there are more things to talk about. I'm meeting up with that friend who introduced me to Danganronpa for the first time in a few years.
Oh my gosh.
We're meeting
Nice.
up this coming Sunday, so next week.
Awesome. You should talk to them about your Danganronpa experience so far.
Definitely. Because I just...
in YouTube.
They actually wrote an entire fic around us being murderers in that. And I thought,
oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, I thought it was sick because, like, they texted me and they were just like, yo, so, like, check this. And I was like, wow, that's sick. Dude, I'm so excited to see them because it's been so long. And
that's exciting.
I'm really happy about it that, like, they actually reached out after so long and they were actually keeping up with me. Oh, yeah, this isn't something I said on the podcast. This friend, they texted me for the first time in, like years. No, not years. It's been like a year. That, like, I texted them they texted me after me and my girlfriend broke up. Whenever we broke up, I don't even remember when it was. But well, you know what I'm talking about. But as I was saying, like, they texted me last year, and I told them about our channel last year. Whenever, I guess that was the first time we talked in a while, and then. This year, I talked to them, and they were like, hey, yo, how are you? And I've been really good, been working on a YouTube channel, you know, stuff like that. And they were like, oh, yeah, you guys just opened a podcast, right? And I was like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. I think we did talk about this on the podcast.
I don't think we talked about this on the podcast.
No? Okay, well, I remember, we might have talked about it, like, right before a podcast then, because I definitely talked about it.
Yeah, I know we talked about it, but I don't remember talking about it on the podcast itself. If I did,
that makes sense. You probably have a better memory than me.
It's not a threat if I'm telling other people to do threatening things toward me, right?
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
I'm a healthy person. But you know, everything's been really good lately. You know, I've been working on it. I'm glad.
That's really cool. I'm glad. Yeah, that's awesome. It's really good to hear.
What else is there to talk about? I'm sure there are plenty of other things to talk about. Any cool things coming up with you? Because I've been talking a lot this episode.
Nothing really that I haven't already talked about last time. Like, it's March and April. There's March 14th, we talked about last time. There's a game that's coming out I'm excited for. There's a Kirby game coming out this month, which I'm excited for, which I already talked about.
I haven't played a Kirby game in so long. I love Kirby.
Yeah, I'm excited for this new game because it's going to be like Mario Odyssey, but Kirby.
That's sick. I haven't even seen any of the
it's 3D open worlds.
I love that.
It's 3D.
I love it so
it's pretty
much.
Cool. It's got a thing called mouthful mode. Kirby in mouthful mode.
Motherfucking mouthful mode. What does this guy just have, like a big amount of suck? You just go.
So Kirby sucks something in, but it's too big for him to swallow, so he just like morphs into that thing. Hold on.
Oh my god, no way.
That's Kirby mouthful mode with a car.
Oh my god! Kirby car! Kirby car!
Yeah, and now you can control the car because Kirby is eating the car but can't swallow it because it's too big.
It really is Mario Odyssey, but it's Kirby. No fucking way.
Yeah, right? It's like the capture mechanic. Like, it just
That's
is
what
the
I was about to say. But Kirby just is the car. It's not that your hat's on the car. You just are the car.
Kirby eating a traffic cone.
I love it so much. That's such a fucking meme. I love it so much. God, I love Kirby so much. That was actually my first main in Smash Bros. Was Kirby.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Kirby's the broken one in the earlier versions.
Dude, for
Smash.
Sure. I fucking love Kirby so much.
Kirby's great. I love him too. Have you ever done a Wikipedia race?
That's something that I think we need to make a video out of at some point.
I agree. I love Wikipedia races. I've been doing it today, and it's been great.
I remember watching so much Ludwig doing that shit. Oh yeah, now speaking of Ludwig, We can keep going on this topic if you want.
Oh, go ahead. Dude, take your tangent.
Speaking of Ludwig, I was recently watching TikTok, and he has this really, like, batshit crazy take on the new Batman movie. He thinks it isn't funny enough, and
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Well, the new Batman, I haven't seen it yet either, but all the trailers depict it as a very gruesome and grimy, like, very, like, dark version of Batman. So obviously it's not supposed to be funny. And the biggest thing is he's like, I thought it was going to be like a Marvel movie. And I'm like, motherfucker. Like, I'm so excited to go see that movie. That's another thing that I really need to go watch. It's got Robert Pattinson, who was the guy from Twilight. He was the vampire in Twilight, which, I mean, you wouldn't expect that to be Batman, but apparently it's, like, really fucking good from all the reviews that I'm seeing and stuff, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's good. I'm not a huge fan of those kinds of movies in general. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
In general, superhero movies aren't my favorite, and, like, the reason that Marvel is okay for me is because it's kind of comedic, and I like that aspect of it a lot.
For sure.
So, like, the kind of dark and gritty superhero movies, I'm usually not a huge fan of. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure they're good. Yeah,
I just grew up on stuff like Batman. Obviously, I've read all the comics and stuff. Like, I've always been a really big comic book nerd. Over there, I'd move my webcam, but it always freezes whenever I move it. But over there, I have, like, my whole comic book collection and all that. But, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff to be looking forward to whenever it comes to comic book movies and stuff. And there's that new Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie supposed to come out this year, which I'm really hype about.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm a little concerned just because of, like, after one, it seems weird that they would make a sequel based on, like, the plot of one. But, like, I'm sure it'll be good.
Well, to be fair, there was an after-credit scene with one that made it, that like, teased a second one. So, like, it's not like this is just coming out of nowhere or anything.
Yeah, I don't remember the after-credit scene, but you're probably right.
It was just, like, at the end, it was, like, Miles was asleep, and then, like Spider-Gwen came back and was like, hey, we're about to go do it all over again or some shit. Obviously, didn't say that because that sounds fucking dumb. But, you know, I'm really...
Interesting. I'll have to watch the after-credit scene again.
I'm really excited to go see that movie, though. Into the Spider-Verse and Batman. I'm just a big, like, superhero fan because they always, like, I feel like a lot of the messages within those things I can really relate to and stuff like that, obviously, like, with stuff, and, like, and also something cool about the Batman movie is, like, the soundtrack is just all Nirvana. Not all Nirvana, but a lot of it's Nirvana, and obviously, I've probably already said this, they were one of the first bands I was ever into, so I think that's really cool, seeing them being used a lot. Alright, so, continuing on that train of thought, fuck Twilight, am I right?
I've never read nor watched Twilight, so I have no bearing on this conversation.
I've seen the movies probably way more times than I'd like to say. Not because I liked it that much, it's because I grew up in a house full of girls, so they were always watching it, and they're like, oh my god, my mom's like, but those are, like, actually good movies, like, they're not, like, it's not because I like them, it's just, like, they're actual good movies, and I'm like, Mom, no.
Oh boy.
And I was really lonely whenever I first moved to where I am, so I started reading Twilight, and I read, like, 3 books in, and I never read anymore, and I don't think I'll ever come back to it, thankfully. Hopefully I'm never in a bad enough spot to where I have to finish the Twilight series.
Oh, boy.
Jesus
Don't give
Christ.
us ideas for videos, though, Jay.
What are we gonna fucking... No, not read Twilight. What, are we gonna watch the fucking movies? We're gonna turn into reactors or some shit?
I've never seen them before.
God.
Done reactions in the past.
We've done one reaction to a movie, and that was Con Air. And I'd like to say that my reaction to Con Air was beautiful, and your visual reaction was okay too. I love the fact that your fucking mic was just out that whole fucking
Yeah, it just
time.
It didn't happen.
It's so sad.
It just didn't happen. Yeah, it was sad. It was very sad.
Because Ariah was, like, actually saying stuff, but all you can hear is just me talking.
Yeah, at least we cut it down to be only your stuff, though. Which is good.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but it's also very sad that you were there and you had also a lot of stuff that you were saying and stuff, but it just got completely cut. I hate that.
Stuff happens, but yeah, I hate it too. Anyways,
what else is there? what else have I been thinking about lately? I've been thinking about a lot of stuff lately. Like love. That's been on my mind a lot lately.
Love.
I don't think I've ever talked about this like on the podcast or anything, but love is one of my favorite things in the entire world, and it's very important.
Sure, do a rant on love.
We're gonna do a love rant because I'm not sure what else to talk about. I was thinking that we could have a whole episode on this, but we're running out of things to talk about, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw out one of the things.
This can be the episode.
Yeah, love's gonna be the episode. Fuck
You got 45 minutes left, maybe a little more.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I got plenty of time, but obviously, all of us have grown up in a very like love-centric universe, you know. Like there's like things like 90s music, most of music revolves around being in love and the thought of it, and like heartbreak or whatever. And like all of us want that. I think at the end of the day, I think it's more commonplace than it isn't to want to find somebody that will take you for you and everything about you as just a person, you know. And it's always going to be one of those things.
And it's definitely like a little more open or general than society would have us than society presents. You know, the concept can be extended to just having like very, very good and close friends that care about you and you care about, or to people who are polyamorous and have multiple partners. Like it's all the similar idea, but that kind of ideal of finding someone or some people that you can really connect with and that you can care about and that can care about you platonically or otherwise is definitely something that most humans share, if not all humans.
It's very important, in my opinion, just in general, that like just like finding love, even if it isn't romantic, even though romantic's something that I'm always gonna want, and I'm probably gonna crave that for the rest of my life until I actually find the person, because everyone has their person. If they really want it, they can find them out there. But any type of love is really important. Like the love that I've found within the people that I've met online. Like Ariah is one of my favorite people in the entire world. It's probably like, it's like, you know, like the family member I never had, you know, the sister I never had. Obviously I have a sister, but it's like another one, you know?
Yes, I feel that way about you too, Jay.
You know, and like there's stuff like that. Or like, obviously, I don't know. It's just one of my favorite things in the entire world. Like, I'm one of those motherfuckers that full out says that Valentine's Day is one of my favorite holidays in the entire world. Even though the original reason that Valentine's Day was created was because Saint Valentine got fucking murdered.
Yeah, I think Valentine's Day is stupid because there just should be more times to celebrate love than just like a day.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Like,
obviously. But I don't know. I'm one of those motherfuckers that goes...
February 14th?
Yeah, February 14th. I think every day we should be celebrating more love and stuff, you know? It's important.
Yeah.
I think, in general, like, everything should be a lot more loving. And if people were more loving, we'd be living in a way better world right now. What else was I about to say? But, like, you know, Valentine's Day is one of those things I've always gone out really hard for. Like, I remember I had this girlfriend in... what was it, like 7th or... It was 8th grade, actually. And on Valentine's Day, she gave me half a chocolate bar. But I walked in with a whole ass fucking, like, I got, like, teddy bears and chocolate and everything. I had a whole ass fucking bag. I was walking in like one of those, the most fucking, like, lovey-dovey people in the entire world, because that's who I am, you know? And obviously, like, she hated it. She visibly hated it, but, like, she still has this stuff now. Even after everything. So obviously she didn't hate it that much.
Of course.
But, you know, there's stuff like that. And I just think, in general, that love should be something that we should definitely talk about more. And I think that it's really interesting. Ariah used to bring up this point. It was like, I don't know, maybe a year or 2 years ago. Damn, we've known each other 2 years. That's still really weird to think about. But, like, it was like whenever we first started talking, one thing that Ariah used to bring up all the fucking time is, what's the difference between romantic love and, like, you know, loving, like, a really close friend? Because that's like an argument we used to have a lot, especially whenever I was in a relationship, because I couldn't tell, but, like, I couldn't tell her, but, like, I knew there was something, you know. And I still haven't fully processed what the huge difference is.
Yeah, I haven't talked about that as much lately, because while I still don't really know, I mean, like, I've kind of accepted that I can't know, you know, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know, because there is a meaningful difference, I think, but what it is, I'm not entirely certain. It's confusing, but back to the whole Valentine's Day thing. My least favorite part about it is the commercial capitalist aspect of it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
let's sell all this candy and chocolates and all these things. Let's have all these like heart-shaped objects.
And I'm a sucker
and stuff.
for it. I'll admit it. I'm an absolute fucking sucker. I fall for it every fucking time. I buy flowers. I do the works. But I buy flowers for people that I love anyway, because I just think it's something that we need to do.
I think if you want to celebrate Valentine's Day, what you should do is, first of all, don't stress over having to buy something for someone.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be the best idea to talk to your partner before Valentine's Day and be like, hey, what should we do for Valentine's Day? You know, do we want to get each other gifts? If so, let's set a budget. Let's say you can spend $20 on me and I can spend $20 on you. If not, maybe instead of buying things for each other, let's go do something. Let's go.
Yeah,
and
I
hang
love
out.
like Valentine's Day and
like,
watching couples going out and like going on dates
Yeah.
and stuff. It's so sweet to watch.
Yeah, I think anything that avoids the inherently capitalist consumerist nature of Valentine's Day improves the day tenfold.
Yeah, definitely. I don't disagree. The only reason that I used to go so big out for it with like gifts and stuff is because I was like fucking like 12 and I couldn't go anywhere with anybody, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
I
that
wish
makes
that I
sense.
could have, but I didn't really have the opportunity to. But, you know, like my favorite thing is walking down the street. Like yesterday whenever I was walking down the street and just like watching couples holding hands walking by. And I know that's like one of the like most fucking like corny things in the entire world to say, but I just fucking love it. You know, like I love watching people being in love and how happy they are. And I just like I want it all the more every time that I see it.
It's like the Conan Gray song, People Watching.
I'm not. Wait. Yeah, I mean it is kind of like that, isn't it? Because
Have you seen that? Have you heard that song?
I have heard the song. I just haven't thought about it in a long time since it came out. It came out a while ago.
Yeah. It talks about seeing couples around and being in love and all that and being like, wow, that's so cool. And then, but I want to feel all that love and emotion.
Yeah.
Be that attached to the person I'm holding. Someday I'll be falling without caution. But for now I'm only people watching.
Yeah, and I love it. I love that people watching aspect so much because it just like even if you're not in love, it makes you like want it, you know? But you know, like just in general, I love that song and I love just the idea of just people in general being in love because, you know, that's just who I am. And I think I'm always going to love that shit. I'm always going to want that shit for people.
It's really cute, yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to not want that, but that's just the type of person that I am that I'm always going to want it.
It's also really hard because I know for me it's like it's underwhelming, I suppose. Like,
You think so?
I kind of know. Like, I love the idea of love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's absolutely great, but there are other times where it just feels underwhelming, and I'm like, I almost feel bad for not feeling more intensely at times, you know? And it is, of course, it is a bit of a... Like, you know, it depends on the occasion, you know? Sometimes it's more than others, and that's just kind of how it is for me, like, you know, but...
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. It always feels like it's not quite the way it should be, and that's always concerning for me. And also, like the idea of love, this like kind of fairy tale of love that we have in our head is a lot cooler than real love, I suppose. Whatever that is.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. It's complicated. I don't really know how to talk about it.
Yeah, I definitely understand that not being able to like verbalize what you're trying to say. My thing is whenever I love a person, I feel like I'm on top of the world. I'm not sure why that is whenever that happens because I've definitely had my fair share of bad experiences with love, obviously. But you know, I think that the good usually outweighs the bad whenever I'm in a relationship. Whenever I'm with a person, it's like I'm trying, especially in my next relationship, I'm definitely going to make sure that it's not all about them like I usually do, because that's like a really bad situation. It's really unhealthy for you to do that. And if you're ever in love, make sure that it's a good 50-50, or else you're doing something wrong. And you may not feel like you're doing something wrong, but there's definitely something wrong. Trust me, I know. My thing in general, though, is that I feel like, I don't know what it is, but like having somebody else there, somebody who like loves you and like specifically is able to love you to where they aren't wanting to run around with a bunch of other people. They just want you specifically. I feel like there's something to that, you know? Yeah, I feel like that's
for sure.
I feel like that's so like obviously the word romantic. I love it. It gives me so much fucking serotonin with that type of shit. To like imagine having somebody who makes me feel that way. And that's why I like whenever people tell me that like that they think I'm attractive or anything, because like that makes me think that hopefully somebody one day will find me attractive, and then I'll be in love and everything's going to be great, because it will be, you know.
Hell yeah, I believe in you. I think it'll happen.
I think it's gonna happen, you know, and that's the best part. And
yeah,
it's very weird, you know. It's weird that how obsessed I can get with love in general. Like so many songs that I write, and like I don't even mean to, but they all come out as love songs sometimes, and I'm not sure why. I love this lyric. Happens. I love this lyric from this rapper Quadeca. He's like a YouTube rapper who's made some really good stuff, but he has this song called These Days, and he said he was talking about how he wrote all these songs about being in love just to talk about how he felt, like how, like, to imagine how it felt to be in love, and whenever he actually fell in love, he was able to feel it so much better, and it made him so happy. And that honestly is how I feel sometimes whenever I write, you know?
That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Because like you can imagine it, and then as soon as you get there, then you feel it, and it's just like that amazing feeling, you know? Like you can write about getting that feeling, and then as soon as you feel it, then bam. You know, I think love hits everybody in a different way. Like some people get hit with it like a fucking train, and that I'm one of those people for sure. Because a lot of people, after they've been in love and they've had such bad situations with love, they kind of give up, or like they don't give up, but like they keep guards up. I don't do that. I'm not sure why I'm not one of those people that keeps guards up. I just kind of let them down, and I'm just like completely and 100% vulnerable whenever I get in love and whenever I'm just with people in general. And maybe that's a bad idea.
Better for worse, I suppose.
It definitely gets me hurt. But like, you know,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, as much as I can bitch and moan about it and be like, oh, I wish that I didn't do this, honestly, I wouldn't change myself for the world. In that respect anyway, because honestly, it's not fair to keep those guards up with everybody whenever not everybody's done you that way, you know?
Yeah, no, certainly.
And I don't disagree that that's not sometimes the best idea, especially with certain people. Because sometimes I'll give a person a second chance and I don't keep those barriers up like I should. Especially whenever it comes to people I used to be in love with. Because I think in my mind I like to imagine a world where we're able to get along and everything's going to be okay.
I remember us talking about this a while ago, like a long time ago, when I was like, Jay, like, you can do the thing that you're about to do, but like, be careful, keep your guards up.
Yeah, and you know what I didn't do? Just that. And it ended up in an even worse situation. And the worst part is that, like, I block said person and I leave them out of my life for a long period of time. And I'm not sure why, but I end up unblocking them, and then it happens all over again. And it's a very bad thing, and I should not be doing that to myself.
You forget why you did it last time. You forget why you blocked them last time.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I know it's going to end badly. Like, in the back of my head, there's that person being like, yo, Jay, what the fuck? And I'm like, listen, man, I'm figured it out. I gotta remember.
This is why it's okay. Here's my like thesis paper on why it's okay to unblock this person. Because and then
I overly in my mind are just like, well, that people can change, because I have so much hope for people, you know, but even bad people who've done me so wrong in the past. I just have this ideal that I'm gonna keep giving people second chances. And is that a bad idea? Listeners, say it with me. Yes.
But
I'm gonna do it anyway. And that's a horrible idea, don't get me wrong. And I'm sorry that I do that to myself. Honestly, I'm not sorry to you. I'm sorry to myself at the end of the day because I keep doing it. Because it's not even that I'm in love anymore. It's just that I just want a world where we're able to get along and not feel like everything's awkward. Because I'm tired of going to functions because we have such mutual friends and just having to awkwardly avoid them the whole time because it sucks. And it's awkward.
The takeaway of this podcast so far, the takeaway of this episode so far is Jay makes bad decisions.
Jay makes horrible decisions for his...
Both in driving and in relationship.
And yeah, just in general, I do a lot of things that I obviously shouldn't. And generally speaking, listeners, do not listen to a word Jay Wilson's saying. Actually, listen to the things that I tell you to do, but don't do the things that I do.
Don't do the things that he does. Yes, exactly.
Because I'm giving good advice, but
again,
don't...
do as he says, not as he does.
Exactly. I'm the best parent in the entire fucking world. But honestly, I think I probably gained some of that from my mom at the end of the day because she gives a lot of second chances to people, and I think that I do the exact same thing. But I think she's learned she needs to cut off certain people, which I still haven't learned that yet, and I really wish that I could, to be honest with you. There's certain people that I have blocked entirely out of my life, but never an ex relationship or anything. I always get along with people. Because I don't have a reason to hate anybody, and even whenever they do shitty things to me, I wish that I could. I wish I could make that distinction and be like, Jay, this person has done nothing but bad things within the past few times you talked to them, and I'm like, well, but maybe what if
this time will be different?
Maybe this time will be different. That's the sentence that has killed me over and over and over again, and you've watched it. It happens every single time.
Statistical analysis is typically correct, right? If you have a statistic that says that the last 9 times that you've talked to this person, bad things have happened, maybe the statistics are correct and you should follow them and therefore not talk to this person again.
Yeah, and I called my one of my best friends, and I was talking to her, and I was like, hey, I know this is a really bad thing, and you're gonna yell at me for it, but I'm talking to them, and they're just like, this is a really bad situation, and I told her, and I also told you shouldn't be talking, and I'm just like, I know, but I'm not sure why, but I keep doing this to myself, because
we're being very vague, but if you guys weren't aware that we're talking about Jay's ex, most recent
yeah, it's my ex-girlfriend.
We've mentioned a few times on the channel.
Yeah, it's been mentioned on the channel, and I've tried to keep it. Honestly, I haven't talked about it in a while, which is good.
Yeah,
but
and it can be. Yeah, we don't have to talk about it, and it can be ambiguous.
Yeah, no, I don't mind talking about it. I just don't want it to seem like I'm bringing it up over and over again.
Oh, of course, yeah, you haven't talked about it in a while.
Because I'm 100% cool with being
it.
vulnerable. I'm just not using names because that's a horrible idea because I'm going to get jumped for it.
Of course.
Of
course.
That's why I haven't said a single name that I wouldn't think would be cool with me using them. Obviously Adam, but Adam's Adam. And if Adam figured out that I was talking to this person, then I'd get jumped even harder. So we're going to keep that information away from Adam. And I haven't talked to said person since, Wednesday, so I'm probably going to keep it that way for a while.
See, Jay, you probably shouldn't talk to this person.
You see, Ariah, I know. Okay, we just had a conversation. That was a personal conversation. I don't know how much of it was cut out. A future Ariah will probably be like, ooh, and I'll be like, yeah, that's awesome. But anyway, generally speaking, don't talk to horrible people from your past. It's a bad situation, and it fucks with you mentally because I've done it over and over again, and I still haven't found the line.
One of the hardest things to do is to cut people out of your life, finally, and convince yourself to never bring them back into your life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things to do.
I'm gonna set a good example. I'm setting a good example right now. Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm going to my messages. I'm gonna press that button, and you know what that button is? That button is the block button. And
are you just gonna do that without?
I'm just gonna do it unprompted because they've done so many shitty things to me. I don't think that they deserve much of an explanation for it. To be fair, I haven't talked to them since Wednesday, so it's not like they'll really notice that I'm gone.
Okay, okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead. I'm proud of you, Jay.
Bon voyage. I don't know. No, I didn't mean to report that.
He just blocked you.
I'm so proud of you.
And I'm going to all my other social medias.
Really hard to do. I hate doing that, but it's really good.
I appreciate Teo quite a bit. and all the good people in my life, because all the good people in my life are telling me the exact same thing, and I'm tired of arguing with them about it, because I shouldn't be arguing with them, because it's a horrible situation.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, all the accounts are blocked. We're good.
Okay.
Hallelujah, baby. Okay. So anyway,
Feels good, right?
Anyway, yeah, I haven't said any names, so we don't have to cut that out. Generally speaking,
Hell
in
yeah.
your life, and I think this is something that I probably should have taken. I'm even gonna take off the glasses so that this is more like personal.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Jay's
god.
being real.
You get to see my eyes. Generally speaking, audience, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't get very personal very often, but I think that I probably should. Generally speaking, if you're in a horrible situation and you've given a person like 100,000 different chances, or not even 100,000, you should give them like 3 strikes and they're out, like baseball. I think that's a good number. Maybe even like give them a 1 second chance. That would probably be an even better number, to be honest with you. But generally speaking, all I'm gonna say on this matter, because I feel like I've reiterated that probably 3 times throughout this video, is stop giving people second chances, because people show you how much they deserve your time. And honestly, if they don't deserve your time, if they keep doing shitty things to you, and this person that I'm talking about has done so many shitty things to me in my past, but I keep letting it go. But don't let it go, okay? You deserve so much better than that. And love in general, you're never going to find it if you keep sitting there and over and over and over, just trying over and over again, you know? Like you need.
Yeah, and this is not to say that you can't give someone a second chance.
Yeah, I'm all for
you can give
second
someone a
chances.
but Jay has given this person
This is like chance
upwards
30.
of 15, 30 second chances.
That's generally speaking what it is.
Yeah, and if you are going to give someone a second chance, then you really want to keep your guard up. You really want to
Absolutely.
want to really, really do your best to keep your guard up and make them kind of earn back your trust instead of just giving it back to them.
Because I feel like I've done that a lot. I do that not only in love, but in just general. And I think this is a situation where I think all the people in my life agree, and I think I agree now. It's just like, it's done. What's done is done, and you can't sit there and keep acting like, oh, but they think that they've changed, or blah, 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 blah. It's stupid. You deserve better than that, okay? And I'm done. Drop the mic. I appreciate all the people in my life.
And you do wish the best for her, and I think that's
Absolutely.
great. You're allowed to wish the best for her.
Yeah, I wish the best for everybody, all the people from my past. You know, it's not something where I'm sitting here like, oh, they don't deserve my fucking, like, they don't deserve good things, because everyone does. If they get better, then yes, that's sick. I still love them, and not like a romantic love, just like generally speaking, I love everybody. I love them from afar, and I think that's something that everybody needs to do with people who are shitty in their lives. You can keep them in a box somewhere, and don't open that box. I swear to God, if you open that box, if we come back ever in the future and this box is reopened, I want somebody to beat the living shit out of me for it. Because honestly, I feel like I've done this over and over again, and I know this isn't something where, like, and again, it's not something where I'm sitting here like, oh, I'm being manipulated into doing this. This is something I'm doing of my own free will, and I shouldn't be doing it anymore, you know? And it sucks that it came to this, you know? It sucks that I had to give up, because giving up's one of my least favorite things in the entire world. But if you don't give up, then it's never going to get better.
Yeah, and I mean, and thinking about it as giving up isn't necessarily the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I was about to say
either.
It's just like,
yeah, it's realizing that
it's letting go more than
it's not
giving
worth
up.
your time. Yeah, it's letting go. You know, if this thing has only done negative things for you and it's only hurt you, I mean, and maybe not only, you know, I'm sure you've had good times and such, but like,
yeah, but if it's
especially lately, especially the past several times you this has done only negative things for you, then it's not giving up. It's realizing that you need to step away from it and let it go. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah, and you know, in wishing the best for this person, you also know that them being around you could be a trigger for some of the negative things that they might even be trying to shut out of their lives. So like,
yeah, it's a bad
it's good
situation.
even if it's good for them to get better and for you to get better by just avoiding it, by just like not being around each other and going your own separate ways, and that's required for a lot of big change.
Yeah, I think,
So
generally speaking, I'm going to end this topic because I feel like we've been talking about this for, like, the past, like, 30 minutes. Is just, like, my general thoughts on all of it is just overall be good to yourself. I think that's something I'm learning a lot more lately, is that's not being good to yourself, talking to people that you shouldn't be talking to, generally speaking. Shitty people who've done nothing but bad things towards you, who've done nothing but hurt you or anything like that. It's a bad situation.
yeah,
And I'm really glad that I have people in my life who repeat the sentiment for me to not do stuff like that. Because you know what it means? Like, those people that are telling you that you shouldn't be doing something because they know it's going to hurt you, they love you quite a bit, and that's why they're saying it over and over again. And you need to keep that in mind, because whenever you talk to them and they tell you you shouldn't be doing that, take that.
Mm-hmm.
Hear it. Don't, like, in one ear, out the other, you know? It's a bad situation. I think I'm going to leave these off, probably for the rest.
Sounds good.
And it's weird, you know, getting this raw on the internet, because a lot of the time I'm not. A lot of the time it's Jay Wilson over here. Ha! I am better than everyone, and everything's great. But you know, sometimes
something about Homestuck, something about
being rich and famous, you know.
being rich and famous.
But you know, generally speaking, I think that a lot of this is good. I think it's good to have change like that, to finally let go of things that are hurting you, because it makes you feel better. It may hurt then, but it'll feel a lot better. Honestly, that didn't even hurt to do this, which shows something, you know. But I don't know. I think overall, I think that's just a lesson that needs to be learned, not only by me, but by people in general who are like me and really compassionate and care a lot about a lot of people and expect every person to have really good intentions at the end of the day. But it just overall isn't true. You know, as much as I wish I could sit here fairy tale wise and tell you that every person in your life has really good intentions for you and really wants the best for you, it's not true. And it's really sad to think about.
It's not true.
And it honestly breaks my heart, but honestly, find those good people and stick with those good people. Find the people that are going to sit there and scream at you to stop so that you do stop.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's really hard, because sometimes the people in your life that hurt you the most or the most problematic are people who you can't really you can't really avoid. Like, a lot of people have families like that.
Yeah, exactly. I've definitely had the toxic family situation. There's so many situations I've not been able to avoid. The issue with this person is just that not only even whenever I do block them, I somehow end up interacting with them at some point anyway. And I think that's part of why I was trying to give them chance after chance, because I was hoping eventually maybe it would get better. Like, eventually maybe it wouldn't be so awkward, and I wouldn't have to sit here in this situation where everyone in the situation is just overall awkward.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's in these social situations, it's so complicated to try to maneuver around a person, you know?
Yeah, it is.
But honestly, it's better for me to maneuver around them than try to live, like, with them. Not, like, living with them, but you know what I mean? Than try to coincide along them, because all they do is end up doing crazy, shitty things. But yeah, I'm really appreciative of the people in my life who are sitting there telling me to stop. But I don't know. How do we segue out of this? I think that's the only way we can really segue out of this.
Speaking of chances, have you ever played a trading card game where you, like, take chances on opening packs to get cards?
I'm never letting Ariah do a segue ever fucking again. Ariah, you've just proven this entire show that you just can't do segues, motherfucker. Like, I don't know if it's the beer.
My segues.
I don't know if it's
I
don't know if it's the drinking, or maybe you're just shitty at segues in general. But you really need to, like, work on that.
I think my segues are great. I don't know what you're talking about.
But, you know, I think it's coming back to love in general. I love love. And, you know, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good to prove that I'm not over love even after all these bad situations and bad things that have happened with me and my love for people and just in general. Because it's gotten me hurt, obviously, and obviously I haven't always gotten better after that. Sometimes it's like relapsing sometimes, like with a drug. I think is a good way of putting it. You can be addicted to a person. I think so too. Yeah, sure.
That's a good metaphor. Yeah, I mean, like I use the gambling metaphor as well. The whole like casino.
Yeah, exactly. Thing. It's the same thing. You know, you got to stop. You got to ban yourself from that person or that casino or whatever you're doing. You need to stop doing the thing that's hurting you. And that's just overall with addiction in general. Whether you're addicted to a person, whether it's gambling, whether it's drugs, whether it's drinking. It's just anything that you need to get away from it, and make sure the people that you have in your life are like holding you back from it, you know? And like it sucks to like feel like you have to lean onto people like that, but it's good to lean onto people like that. Because those people care about you a lot. Exactly. Tell them what's going on. Because I didn't tell anybody about this thing, and that's why I didn't stop before it did.
Yeah, and even before that, like talk to people, be like, hey, you know, I'm in a state of clarity right now where I know it's a bad idea. Mm-hmm. So I need you to stop me if I ever like if I
relapse is a good word for it.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't know. I love love. Even after all the pain, even after all the bad things that can come out of it, it's my favorite thing in the entire world. And I wouldn't trade any of this love that I've had for the world. And I'm glad that I have it. I just need to find a way to, like, for situations that turn sour, make sure that there's that barrier somehow. Because it would make things so much easier on me and easier on the people in my life because they aren't constantly seeing me in pain over it. Because that's why I'm sorry. I'm not sorry overall to the people in my life because I'm doing it. I'm sorry because of the pain that follows. Because I feel like they watch me in pain a lot. And sometimes, and whenever it comes to situations like that, it's like I'm putting it on myself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's horrible to for other people to watch because they want to help you, but they can't help you if you're in that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it sucks. It sucks that you have to drag yourself out of it. And it sucks that I'm sitting here and I'm having to be like, yeah, this is all my fault.
No, it's not all your fault. Like, it really isn't. It's frustrating, you know? Like,
yeah.
It can't be your fault because you are the one being taken advantage of, you know?
Yeah, but I'm letting it happen, so on some level it's my fault.
Sure, you're letting it happen, but, like, that's like, I mean... I don't know how to word it properly, but it's not fair to say it's your fault.
But it is.
You know, like, it isn't, though. I mean...
I'm not her actions. Her actions aren't my fault, but me letting them happen is my fault.
Mm-hmm. I mean...
Not all of them, obviously. There's some crazy actions that were completely and utterly out of my control, but, like, talking to her, that is my fault.
Yeah, I mean...
And not having her blocked off my phone and stuff, it is my fault at the end of the day. And, like, I know that it sucks, and I'm not saying that everything that's happened thus far is my fault. I'm just saying that I need to take some accountability somewhere.
Okay.
Because if I don't take that accountability, then I'm going to be able to... I can't sit here and be, like, scot-free from it. Like I didn't do something wrong by letting her talk to me and stuff.
Sure. I suppose so.
Because I know that's like a victim blaming mentality on some level. I guess it could come across, but I don't think that's the way that I'm taking it. I'm taking it more as like I'm taking accountability so that in the future I can hold myself accountable even more. That I don't unblock, so that she can keep interacting with me, because that's just not healthy and it's not right. It's been like a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's been some crazy amount of time, and I'm tired of it. So I think I'm going to take accountability to myself, not for her actions, but accountability that I'm going to keep those actions from staying out of my life. Like, I'm going to keep them out of my life is what I'm trying to say.
That's good. Yeah, I know, I'm proud of you. I think that's healthy.
And I think this weekend has just been a lot of me trying to be healthy. And I'm going to keep it that way, and I'm going to do things that make me happy and try to stress out a lot less and try to just breathe. Because honestly, in general, viewers, that's something you need to be doing more. Sleep more, eat more, take care of yourself more. Go for, like, walks outside.
Breathe more.
Fucking touch grass. I know that's, like, a dumb thing.
Unless you're allergic to grass.
Unless you're allergic to grass, then go touch the equivalent of grass for you, which is, like, pavement, I guess. Go touch pavement. because that means you're outside, because no one's going to put pavement inside their house unless they're a fucking crazy person.
Exactly.
And if you're one of those crazy people with pavement inside your house, probably go get a therapist or something. I don't know.
Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. I don't know if they're 100% crazy. I just think it's funny to call them crazy. But generally speaking, I'm very happy with love in general. Like, I was talking to this friend of mine, who like showed me Danganronpa for the first time. We were both talking about
being soon.
I'm gonna be seeing them Sunday, and that we were talking about being lovesick and how it's okay to be lovesick because eventually we'll find the right people, you know.
Yeah. No. Yeah. For sure.
And like you know, like overall speaking, everything's going to be okay. And I think a lot more people need to keep that mentality. And I know that like that's a really dumb, and some people will call that toxic optimism or positivity. Toxic positivity is the right word I was looking for. But I don't think that is. I think generally speaking, as long as you get back up and keep moving and trying to make better moves for yourself, eventually you're going to feel a lot more okay than you feel right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's toxic optimism or toxic positivity unless it prevents you from actually working towards things in life. Like, if you're like, oh, everything's going to be okay, so I'm not going to try, then that's toxic. You know, you can use that everything's going to be okay to get you through the day, to get you through some of the negative stuff in your life, and still like work towards your goals and
absolutely
and do things. You know, like that's not toxic. That's just positivity. You know?
It's just something to keep yourself moving forward. And I don't like, I'm just trying not to cross that line between positivity and toxic positivity, because it can be exhausting to be toxic optimism and all that, because I feel like I've been a victim of that sometimes too. So like trying to find that line where it is and isn't is what I'm trying to do a lot of the time. Is trying not to be toxically positive, but also trying to stay positive in general.
Yeah, you just have to keep working towards your stuff and like
absolutely, and I feel
accept
like
the negative things in your life and know that you'll get through it. And
I feel like this weekend I've made the most moves that I have in a while to actually be, you know, positive and just overall happy again, you know?
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
And I'm glad that, like, that person I was just talking to you about, I texted them just now, and I was just like, hey, I finally did it. And they were like, good. You know, like, you need more people like that. That like, they don't even question it. They're just like, good.
Yeah.
Keep it that way.
Agreed.
You know, keep yourself clean, I guess is a good way of saying it.
Yeah.
Because you deserve better.
To continue with the drug metaphor, apparently.
Listen, man, it's also with my crack cocaine addiction. I'm trying. And that's something I might not be able to drop.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
I think that's going to be a bit that follows me forever. That's going to be an addiction that follows me forever.
That makes up like half of all of Jay's bits, so we can't drop that. We need that one.
We need that one. Well, it's all of my bits in the early days, to be fair.
Well, it was split with your dad.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I can't really stop the dad jokes either, can I? But what else is that? I think overall, just be more healthy is a good thing to end this one on. I know that some of this is going to be cut, but I don't think that there should be a time limit on these episodes. I think it should just be whenever we feel like is a good way to stop.
I think so.
I think this is a good place to stop.
I think this is a good length. Yeah, I agree.
Plus, I need to talk
Probably
to
it'll be
the
the
other
shortest
people
one so
in the
far,
room
but
so that I can like get that across.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, yeah, that was a productive discussion. I think it was a lot of things we talked about. We were, kind of more low energy today and just kind of talking about some serious stuff and yeah, it was fun. It was a nice little episode. Excited to get into some more of the hype ones in the future, but this was a well needed kind of down productive discussion, which I liked a lot.
I'm glad that we got that conversation off. I feel like it was very needed.
Agreed. And if y'all are listening to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc., there's a video version of it linked in the description of the podcast, and also on YouTube. There's links in the description to each platform that you could listen to this podcast on. If you wanted to do it with your phone screen off, for example, you could totally do it in any of those places. And also, as we mentioned earlier, go ahead and join our Patreon if you have the extra money lying around, but there's no expectation.
Yeah, exactly.
whatsoever.
There's no obligation at all.
yeah, we'll still love you either way, still get the same content either way. But if you do go over there, the next episode is up on Patreon right now. So that's a little benefit for you. It's a little bonus for you. And also join our Discord. You can find it by going to our main channel.
Yeah, we do have to kind of explain. We need to make like a link tree. We need a link tree link.
We need a link tree. Yeah, we should make a link tree.
That's
do I have a
definitely
link tree that
something.
I can use?
Because if we got a link tree, it would be easy to just say go to the link tree and you can find all of our socials and everything. Then we wouldn't have to spend so much time on it in outros.
Yeah, bio.link/AriahNJ, right?
Yeah.
bio.link, bio.link/AriahAndjay. It's a little link tree. It's got a bunch of stuff. It's got our main YouTube channel, our podcast, our Discord server, Jay's Twitter, and the TikTok that I run. So, yeah, you can head over there and click on all those things. Our Discord's a great community.
Now we can just shout out the link tree at the end, and then we just don't have to shout out every specific thing. That'd be helpful.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But overall, thank you guys for listening to this little emotional bit that we had. We really appreciate it if you made it all the way this far.
Thank you guys so much.
And be more healthy.
Yeah, be more healthy, make better choices, and it's hard. Life is difficult, and things are hard to do sometimes. But
overall,
let's try to surround ourselves with people who are healthy for us, people who care about us, and they can help us through the hard decisions.
Absolutely.
That's the general gist of today. And with that being said, we'll see you guys all next time.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.